From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
A Butler Township accident late this afternoon sent one motorcycle driver to a trauma center with serious injuries. Police are still investigating how the crash happened. What we know so far is where we will begin tonight. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. A motorcycle and car were involved in a serious accident just a short time ago in Butler Township. We know the driver of the motorcycle was a male in his 20s. The accident happened on Route 309 near Foothills Drive. The motorcyclist was seriously injured and was flown by medical helicopter to a trauma center. Witnesses said he may have suffered head injuries. He was wearing a helmet, but it reportedly flew off when the accident happened. A female in a Jaguar was actually trapped and needed to be cut out by firefighters. She also went to the hospital. No word on how bad her injuries are. Witnesses said she lived at a home near the accident scene and may have been pulling out of her driveway when the motorcycle collided with her car. Butler Township Police are still investigating this accident and have not released much information as of this newscast. And as of just a few minutes ago, the area where the accident happened is down to one lane while police reconstruct how the accident happened. Congressman Lou Barletta paid a visit to his hometown of Hazleton, where he was presented 2 awards for his ongoing efforts and achievements on road safety and law enforcement. Congressman Barletta joined Mayor Joe Yanuzzi and several chiefs of police at his district office Thursday morning, where he was recognized for his leadership on road safety. Not only is he a member of the U.S. House of Representatives Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, but Barletta is a citizen, just like you and me, who drives along Pennsylvania roads and highways each and every day. And that is why he fought to make sure the federal weight limit of commercial vehicles did not rise from 80,000 to 97,000 pounds.
Pennsylvania has 5,000 structurally deficient bridges right now as we speak. And I was concerned about allowing heavier trucks on the bridges that we didn't, that possibly could there be another catastrophe like we saw in Minnesota. It didn't seem like anyone in Washington was concerned with that, so I led the effort and the charge in preventing that, as well as my experience. My family was in the road building experience. And as a mayor, I also understand that our roads here in communities are not built to be able to handle the extra weight of these trucks. And when our roads need to be repaired, the federal government's not there to pay the bill.
We don't have any money to do any repairs. And if they put these over 80,000 pound trucks through the city of Hazleton, we will have lots of problems and lots of expenses.
And how are the roads doing now?
Now they're great. We're maintaining them at a good quality. We're getting Broad Street renewed. We have several streets renewed. So the city's slowly coming to a good level where we can maintain them.
Congressman Barletta recognizes the danger of to motorists and the negative impact that trucks can have if they are carrying too much weight. Barletta's efforts not only will protect roads and highways in Pennsylvania, but all across the country. Motorists aren't the only ones benefiting from Congressman Barletta's hard work. The Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police and the Middle Atlantic Great Lakes Organized Crime Law Enforcement Network, also known as McLaughlin, presented Congressman Barletta with the Award of Excellence. This annual award was given to Barletta for his extraordinary commitment and support to the law enforcement profession.
It was given to Congressman Barletta on behalf of the members and executive board and staff for the work that he did to help retain funding for McLaughlin and RIS, which is a program that's available to local law enforcement officers.
Well, the RIS program and the work that they do in McLaughlin is a facility where they share resources with local police departments that are critical in keeping us safe. And I had an opportunity to tour the McLaughlin facility, and again, my time as mayor, I have just grown to appreciate the dedication of local law enforcement and all law enforcement, as we know here all too well. what a dangerous world it is. So anything, again, that I can do to bring any kind of funding or resources to help them do their job, I'm proud to do, and I was honored that they came here and recognized that.
Barletta adds the help and training of McLaughlin has directly benefited the Hazleton area in the past. Well, for the third time in 2 months, Ford is recalling 7,600 new escapes to fix coolant leaks that can cause engines to overheat or catch fire. The recall affects 2013 models with 1.6-liter four-cylinder engines. Plugs in the engine may not have been installed properly and can fall out while the motor is running. Coolant can leak and cause engines to then overheat. Ford will fix the problem. Dealers have repair parts available, and owners should make service appointments as soon as possible. This weekend, police officers and friends will be hopping on their motorcycles, all to help raise money for the Freeland Police Association. This is the second annual bike run to help out the Northside Police Department, and it's happening on Saturday. The Police Association helps officers and the borough out when it comes to buying new equipment for the department and also with training of officers. Council President Bob Quinn Jr., who helps plan the bike run, explains the day for us.
Leaving from the other side at 12 o'clock. Registration starts at 10. It's about a 105-mile ride as of right now, if we don't cut it down a little bit just to save some time. Leaving Freeland, out through Drums, through the Honey Hole section, back into Whitehaven, out over to Francis C. Walter Dam, down into Lehighton, Jim Thorpe, Nescahoning on the way back, and then stopping at in Hometown. Our 3 stops, we're going to stop at the Sandbar out in Lake Harmony, P.J. Wellahan's Pub down in Lehighton, and then Basile's Italian Restaurant and Bar in Hometown. So anybody interested, hopefully we have some good weather, come out and enjoy the day. Whatever we raise, depending on, it goes right back to the police department. It doesn't go to the borough, into their coffers. It goes to our police association to help with equipment, if they need training materials, tasers. We bought that all through fundraising. So that's where the money's going to go. So we just invite everybody to come out and have a good time.
Now the day will be full of fun for the bikers and riders, and it's a very scenic ride throughout many areas. Registration begins at 10 Saturday morning at the other side on Center Street. Keep it here on News 13. Our Gary Perna has the scoop, the healthy scoop that is, straight from the Holy Family Academy lunchroom. Plus, could grant money coming to the city of Hazleton be used in the fight against crime? The answer coming up.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
The MMI Prepper is one of the smaller schools in all of northeastern Pennsylvania. They're decided underdogs when they play most teams in most sports. Now, there are always a couple of exceptions. Golf and tennis have always been that way. MMI usually can hang with the big dogs when it comes to that. Yesterday, they were playing the Berwick Bulldogs. How'd that work out? Well, it was a pretty entertaining match, to say the least. However, in the end, Berwick would prevail, but oh so slightly. You got to play the best of 5, and of course they count the singles and then the doubles, and that's what made the difference. The doubles matches, and Berwick outlast the MMI Preppers 3-2. Gabriella Lobitz, well, as you see, she did just fine and dandy. She's starting to show that she can dominate with just about anybody on the courts. So we'll see what happens as we go along. In golf action, Marian continues their hot streak. They topped Pine Grove yesterday as Mike Gottstein fired a 73, which almost is par. That's not too bad for a high school guy, but Marian gets the win. Let's go to cross country. These are our first cross country scores of the fall sports season. Crestwood easily over MMI, and the same with Dallas. That's on the girls' side of things. Caitlin Fry came up with the best effort of the afternoon for the Lady Preppers. On the boys' side of things, Dave Polishinsky finished in 3rd place against Crestwood, 6th place against Dallas, but wasn't enough because there wasn't any other support there behind them crossing in the top finishers. And Crestwood and Dallas come away with wins on the boys' side as well. Let's go down to the Schuylkill League, where North Schuylkill tops Tamaqua, and that's on the boys' side of things. They did the same thing on the girls' side of things as well. Let's take a look. Girls, Monoy over Marian, and on the boys, same thing. And some lopsided scores right across the board. Wyoming Valley or Schuylkill League yesterday. Lots of stuff going on today. That's good. Pretty nice day out there. Field hockey. This one is under the lights at Harmon Geist tonight. The Wyoming Seminary team comes in. They're always one of the better teams in all of northeastern Pennsylvania. This is the first home match of the year for the Lady Cougars. In golf, Hazleton area up at Wilkes-Barre Municipal to take on Coughlin. MMI's going against Sem. Monoy at Williams Valley, Weatherly at Marian, and North Schuylkill at Tamaqua and Lords Regional. Soccer, Hazleton area under the lights tonight in Mountaintop to take on Crestwood. That's boys soccer. Berwick is at MMI this afternoon, and North Schuylkill Tamaqua will do the nighttime thing down in the Schuylkill League. Girls soccer, these are all underway right now, all late afternoon affairs. Crestwood at Hazleton, MMI at Berwick, Pottsville at North Schuylkill, and Tamaqua at Columbia Montour Tech. Tennis action, Hanover at Hazleton, MMI at Dallas, volleyball. North Schuylkill at Jim Thorpe, Blue Mountain, Tamaqua. Marian at Weatherly, and one lone match in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Hazleton is at GAR. Minor League Baseball, game one of the playoffs. Kyle Landis got in and did just fine. 2 innings, allowed just 1 hit, struck 2 guys out, but Akron on the short end of things to Bowie. Pawtucket and Scranton Wilkes-Barre, you can see the score right there. And again, amazing. I know this is an away game for the baby Yankees, but there'll be no home games for them as well. Just been an amazing team. There's your matchups today. The same, game 2 of both those series. Major leagues last night, well, Russ Kanzler was on the bench. He didn't play at all. Didn't even get in for a pinch hitting assignment. And the Tigers whipped Cleveland 7-1. Middle of the week, and you know what that means at Bottlenecks, it's steak and ale night. You can choose from a variety of their specialty hand-cut steaks, and it's served with unlimited salad and fries for just $9.95. You can't go wrong. Great beer specials all night long as well. Don't forget, kitchen open midnight 7 days a week, and they got those 14 flat-screen TVs. A lot of good fun up at Bottlenecks.
All right, if you played the lottery this afternoon, here are your winning midday numbers. Daily number 004, big 48404. Quinto 56717, and your treasure hunt 1, 8, 15, 18, 23. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the American Cancer Society will be hosting a wonderful evening at the 9th Annual Season of Hope Charity Ball. Enjoy an elegant evening of dining, music, and dancing, all to help find a cure. This event will be held Saturday, November 10th at the Valley Country Club. Reservations are required. For more information, please call 570-459-1212. And one more announcement, the first Cooper Classic Golf Tournament to benefit the J.W. Cooper Community Center in Shenandoah will be held September 30th at Mountain Valley Golf Course. Golfing starts at 11, dinner's at 5, and a deck party will be held from 6:30 to 9:30. For more information, please call 570-205-1972. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Sister Gerald Magill, formerly of Wilkes-Barre. Mass will be held Saturday in the Mercy Center Chapel at 10 a.m. Arrangements are by the E. Blake Collins Funeral Home. Harold W. Albertson Jr. of Drums. Memorial service will be held Friday at 8 p.m. in the Butler Chapel of the Cropton Youth Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dominic J. D'Alessandro of Lost Creek. The Louis D. Truskowski Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Erick Gwaltney of Hazleton. Memorial service will be held Monday afternoon. Further arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Alvin W. Schell of Fern, Glen. Memorial service was held at the St. John's Lutheran Church. And Edward D. Donor, formerly of Nuremberg. Funeral is Friday at 10:30 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 9 to 10:30. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop, located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new low-price dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle building.
Well, for this week's Family Time, we are in the cafeteria here at Holy Family Academy, where we're talking about all the good food that the kids get to eat each and every day. And I'm joined with Susan, and Susan is the manager here at the cafeteria. And Susan, the school is enrolled in the National School Lunch Program.
That is correct, which means we got guidelines we got to follow, which they changed for this year, which means the fruits and vegetables have increased. We're going more healthier menus. We're going also whole grain products, and we're watching our sugar and our sodium counts because we want the children to get healthier, and hopefully with the healthy meals they have here, they will continue at their homes in that. Later on in October, we have a fresh salad bar, which will be offered to our older kids from 4th grade through 8th grade, which will give them another option and encourage them to eat more healthy vegetables and fruits and participate at home.
And the school, you know, last week we were with kindergarten, week before we were talking with the principal, and the school is constantly growing and it's getting bigger. And, you know, I see your staff is hustling and bustling here in the background. More lunches have to be made, and with the new standards and the healthy eating, does that put a lot more pressure on you guys?
Oh, yes, it does, because the measurements and the requirements are different. Even the milk we offer was changed. We offer now, instead of a 2% whole milk, we would only allow a 1% whole milk. We have skim milk and lactose milk, and even our chocolate, we had to change our chocolate to a skim chocolate this year. So it's an adjustment for us, the staff, and the children, and the parents. So we're all at a learning experience this year with all the new changes.
All right, well, it seems like a good program. We saw some of the food here earlier. There's vegetables and fruit all around, and it looks like kids here at Holy Family Academy are getting nutritious school lunch, and that is very important, of course, to stay focused during the day. For this week's Family Time, I'm Gary Turner.
Thanks, Gary. Now, all the food served at Holy Family is homemade by the staff at the school. Well, we are just one day away from TGIF, and with the beginning of the week being pretty wet, what will Mother Nature bring our Schuylkill County viewers tonight and for Friday? Mostly cloudy skies will grant us their presence this evening with a low down to 20 degrees, I don't think so. A low down to 62 degrees with a 20% chance of some precipitation. On your Friday, look for mostly sunny skies, chance of a thunderstorm, and we'll see temps hitting 84 degrees. And now to Greater Hazleton, where Valley Elementary student Braden Curcio is bringing us tonight's forecast. What does the rest of tonight and our Friday look like? Well, here we go. Mostly cloudy skies with, again, a chance of a thunderstorm. 62 will be our low. Partly sunny for our Friday. Possibly some thunder and lightning and rain to roll through Greater Hazleton, and we'll hit 80 degrees on your Friday. Want to find valuable transportation tips and news? Have a Facebook account? Well, if you answered yes to both of those questions, you may find a newly launched web page extremely helpful. Since the department launched its official Twitter account 2 years ago, PennDOT has now jumped on the Facebook bandwagon in an effort to communicate with Pennsylvanians quickly and easily. So what can you find on PennDOT's Facebook page? Travel and construction information, traffic and safety laws, tips on highway safety, info on driver's license, and even job opportunities. The list just goes on, so make sure you check it out today. To visit and like the PennDOT Facebook page, go to facebook.com, Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. And it's time now to pick up your phone and dial into News 13 to win tickets to this Saturday's Funfest breakfast at Catholic Social Services. The breakfast is a fundraiser for the nonprofit and will feature a full selection of delicious breakfast foods. Tickets to the meal are valued at $6 each. Call 459-9813 to win. This is for your Live at 4 newscast only, and we will be taking callers 3 and 13 as the winners, and each will walk away with one breakfast ticket. Good luck. All winners must pick up their tickets by 5 o'clock on Friday. News 13 returns in just a few with much more local news, sports, and information. Stay with us. A young motorcycle rider is being treated at a trauma center right now after being involved in this accident in Butler Township just a short time ago. The latest right now on News 13.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Bizitsky. A motorcycle and car were involved in a serious accident just a short time ago in Butler Township. We know the driver of the motorcycle was a male in his 20s. The accident happened on Route 309 near Foothills Drive. The motorcyclist was seriously injured and was flown by medical helicopter out to a trauma center. Witnesses said he suffered head injuries. He was wearing a helmet, but it reportedly flew off when the accident happened. A female in a Jaguar was actually trapped and needed to be cut out by firefighters. She also went to the hospital. No word on how bad her injuries are. Witnesses said she lived at a home near the accident scene and may have been pulling out of her driveway when the motorcycle collided with her car. Butler Township Police are still investigating this accident and have not released much information as of this newscast. And as of just a few minutes ago, the area where the accident happened is still down to one lane while police reconstruct how it happened. News 13 told you Wednesday about grant money coming into the city of Hazleton and plans to use the cash for projects like revamping the East End playground and police patrols in the Pine Street neighborhood. But council decided more time was needed to come up with exact uses for the money in the wake of last weekend's murder on Alter Street. Some concerned city residents, including one man who lives just blocks from where the fatal shooting occurred, spoke up Wednesday night at the city council meeting, asking for more to be done on Alter Street, like more police patrols or possibly even surveillance cameras. The HUD federal grant money totals about $634,000, which needs to be accepted by city council within the next few weeks, or the city loses the cash. Now council will take another look at how the money will be spent, and members say they have safety and quality of life in mind.
Perhaps we can switch around some money with involving the playgrounds from Pine Street to Alter Street, or a mixture of many. We have to depend on our administration, the police department for their input, I think, and the citizens. I think we heard some passionate people with Alter Street needing some additional resources there. So I hope we can get it in an appropriate time. They have time limits for HUD.
The neighborhood has gone through a tremendous change. There are a lot of great people that are living there, a lot of great new businesses that are opening up there, but there also are a lot of problems that the street has seen as well. And what I think is what most people are greatest fearful of is that a stray bullet. I know we keep on hearing that all of these crimes are intended and meant for one person versus another, and that it's not a random act. But a bullet or whatever doesn't know what person it's going after. It could ricochet, it could hurt somebody else, it could not only damage property, but it could also take a life of an innocent as well. We don't want to see anybody lose their lives, but let alone an innocent along the way. So I think with cameras, the police are doing a magnificent job in trying to take care of as much as they can. We've called them at times. They've been very attentive to everybody's needs, but they need extra eyes. They need the cameras. They need extra help, and that's what we're asking for.
34-year-old Erick Gwaltney was the victim of that fatal shooting early Saturday morning. His killer remains at large tonight. In other council news, there's still no compromise amongst members when it comes to a proposed change in the Uniform Construction Code ordinance, basically setting the permit and inspection fees for city residents. Some complained that the revised ordinance is unaffordable for residents. In the end, the ordinance failed, with President Jim Perry as the sole yes vote. Now the ordinance will go back to the mayor's desk to be re-evaluated. While the Alter Street murder and all the recent crime that's happening in Greater Hazleton is on the minds of many, it's also making lawmakers angry. For example, Congressman Lou Barletta, who hails from Hazleton and is not happy to hear of the recent murders, has a lot to say. On Thursday, Barletta told News 13 that he understands Hazleton's police department has a limited number of resources. And although Hazleton may not be his only priority, the city still remains a top priority. It's where he calls home and where he served as mayor for many years.
I'm at the forefront in Washington in fighting to help communities like Hazleton because of because of some of the crimes that are being committed. And when we see these crimes, it affects the quality of life of our city. And we cannot just sit back and say there's nothing we can do. We must continue to find any way that we can to push these characters and actors out of our community. I've also started with partnering with Senator John Yudichak, a gang awareness.
Barletta says the gang awareness initiative is getting a lot of attention, but he doesn't plan on stopping there. Barletta is doing whatever it takes to help the greater Hazleton community take a bite out of crime and stop the violence. After an overwhelming response last week, open registration for the Hazleton Area School District was much calmer the second time around. News 13 stopping by the Hazleton Area Career Center Wednesday night for the second open registration session. Parents were encouraged to show up between 3 and 7 to register their children for the 2012-2013 school year, even though class has already begun. This registration was again aimed to help parents of children who are moving or have just moved into the district. If you have any questions concerning your child, you can call the Child Accounting Office at 459-3111, extension 3116. This weekend, the streets of downtown Hazleton will welcome the biggest street fair in northeastern Pennsylvania, Funfest. And while the fair is full of fun, firefighters from all around the area will observe something more serious, the 9/11 terrorist attacks. More on Sunday's observance next. The biggest street fair in northeastern Pennsylvania is quickly approaching. Funfest will kick off this weekend in downtown Hazleton. While everyone can appreciate the fair for its fun, food, and entertainment, another highlight this weekend is much more serious. The Hazleton Fire Department will once again pause to remember and reflect on the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks. A long procession will begin the ceremony, followed by a mass at Holy Rosary Church in Hazleton, a breakfast at the church hall, and finally an appearance in the Funfest parade. Sadly, two major components of this annual observance will be missing: Reverend Patrick Janello and Leo Valovich. Both passed away this past year. Now it's all up to President and Assistant Chief of the Heights Volunteer Fire Company, Joe Bugda, and his partner, Tony Colombo, the fire company's vice president. Both tell News 13 they plan on working on this event up to the very last minute. But because it is so important to them, the hard work is worth it.
It's just the brotherhood, getting together with local firefighters from the area, having a chance to celebrate a mass, to remember the firefighters that did perish on 9/11. Good way for our families to get together and just have a solemn moment to remember the events of 9/11.
It's going to be tough because not only the fact that we're remembering those that tragically died that day at 9/11, the firefighters, the police, the rescuing civilians, but also remembering Father Pat and Leo, so it's going to make it a little more tougher this year.
Yeah, we kind of took a double whammy this year with both our pastor and our normal MC, Leo Valovich, passing all within a couple months of each other. And this year there'll be definitely a void this year, but we're going to carry on.
Now, the annual 9/11 memorial service started 1 year after the tragic terrorist attacks. A permanent memorial stands at Holy Rosary Church to honor those who died that day. This year's Mass will start at 9 a.m. at the Poplar Street Church. All local police officers, EMS workers, and firefighters are invited, along with the entire greater Hazleton community. All right, coming up on News 13, we'll tell you exactly what the weekend weather will look like for this year's Funfest. Plus, does your furry friend have a tortitude problem? Jasmine Brooks will fill you in on what exactly tortitude is in this week's Adopt Me, coming up next.
We're back at the Hazleton Animal Shelter for this week's Adopt Me, and joining me this week is Carolyn Shepard. She also works here at the Hazleton Animal Shelter, and we are featuring this beautiful tortoise shell kitty cat, Soraya, a very unique name and a unique coat as well. So, Carolyn, tell me a little bit about Soraya.
Yeah, Soraya's a young adult. She's probably about 1.5 years. She's got really pretty color. It's like a tan, black, and a little bit of white. They call that tortoise shell, is the color that they call that. She's a nice cat. She gets along with everybody. She's a little bit plump. She's enjoying the good life here. So, but she's a sweet cat. She loves to be held, as you can see, and she'd love to sit on your lap. She's a nice kitty.
And so I'm getting rubbed against by Chili down here. Chili, we'll feature you next week.
Right.
But Soraya, tell me what kind of home you think she'd benefit from.
I really think that she'd probably fit in anywhere. She seems to get along with kids. I've seen her with, small kids, no problem. Adults, she's just laid back. She'll do her thing, and she'd be happy wherever she was.
Okay, you have to tell the joke. Go ahead, tell me about the tortoiseshell cat.
There's a thing going around that tortoiseshell cats have a bit of an attitude, and some people call their tortoiseshell cats tortitudes, which is kind of funny. I don't think she has a tortitude. She's actually quite sweet, but I think it's a cute name.
That is hysterical. All right, well, this week's cat is Soraya. Okay, a really quick intermission here. I caught up with Rick. He's from Weatherly, and woo, he has just adopted an amazing dog. Actually, last week's dog is now going home with Rick. And Rick, how are you feeling right now?
Very happy. I've been looking for a good dog for a long time.
And you already got a new leash, a new collar.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And for really, really quick, can you just tell everyone before you head off with your new best friend why you adopted?
Because it's a good thing to do. There's so many good animals like her looking for a new home, and they can't be sitting in here all the time. They need the proper attention and the loving.
Well, Rick, I wish you the best of luck with Abby, your new dog, so have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And this week's dog's name is Toby, and he is happy and healthy, the two most important things you could ask for in a best friend. So, Carolyn, tell me about Toby.
Toby's a great little puppy, about 5 months old, and we'd say about a golden retriever mix is what he looks like. Real active dog, would benefit from a family that likes exercise, would go for walks and run around in a yard. Real happy, playful dog.
And what makes Toby so special to you?
Toby's just a sweet dog. He's just lovable. He wants to kiss you. He wants to be in your lap, wants to be with you all the time. Just a nice dog, good disposition.
And just really quickly, we just saw a Rottweiler mix get adopted. How does that make you feel working here?
It just makes our day. All the work that we put into these animals, to see them go to a good home, it just does our heart well.
All right, Carolyn, thank you so much. So for this week's Adopt Me, I'm Jasmine Brooks from the Hazleton Animal Shelter, and we'll see you next week.
Tortitude. I wonder if there's a jazzitude. We'll have to ask when we get off the air. Well, we are just one day away from TGIF, and with the beginning of the week being pretty wet, what will Mother Nature bring our Schuylkill County viewers this weekend? Taking a look at our 4-day outlook, and it goes like this. Mostly cloudy skies with a chance of a thunderstorm tonight and a low down to 62 degrees. Your 4-day outlook, you see some rain on there, but the sun pretty much prevails Friday, Sunday, and Monday. We see temps in 84 for our Friday, and we dip into the 70s. Look at that low on Sunday night, folks, 49 degrees in Schuylkill County. Fall is on the horizon. Now to Greater Hazleton, where Valley Elementary student Braden Curcio is bringing us tonight's forecast. What does the weekend look like for Funfest? So let's check it out. But first, tonight, mostly cloudy skies, chance of a thunderstorm. We dip to 62 degrees. Your 4-day outlook goes like this. Friday, TGIF, everyone. Sunny skies with a chance of a thunderstorm. 80 will be our high. Saturday is looking, let me double check on this because I know everyone wants to know because of Funfest. It's looking like mostly cloudy skies right now. Chance of showers, possibly a thunderstorm. And we'll see a high up to only 74 degrees. Saturday night showers are likely, mostly cloudy, low down to 52. Sunday, mostly cloudy skies, chance of showers with a high near 68 degrees. So it's going to be a chilly Sunday here in Greater Hazleton for Funfest. And bundle up if you're heading to Funfest Sunday night because it's only going to be 52 degrees. Monday, look for it to be a high up to 67. That's it, a high of 67, folks. We haven't seen that in months, and we'll see partly sunny skies. 49 will be our low on Monday. All right, that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to News 13's website at SSPTV.com, where you're going to find everything Greater Hazleton, Schuylkill County, and beyond. It's all just a click away. Let's keep our fingers crossed that Mother Nature changes that forecast. over the next 24 hours for Funfest. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe. We'll see you back here for TGIF. Good night.